these photos actually show Noah's Ark, then they can prove that everything that's written in the Bible about this whole event is actually true.
What if I told you that cutting-edge AI has just uncovered evidence about Noah's Ark that could completely rewrite history? For centuries, the story of a massive vessel surviving a global flood has captured imaginations and sparked debates. But now, with satellite imagery and ancient records combined with AI analysis, we're seeing Noah's Ark in a way no one imagined. Hidden for thousands of years, secrets buried in ice and stone are finally being revealed. And what they show might shock the world. In 1949, a routine US Air Force reconnaissance mission captured something extraordinary over the peaks of Mount Ararat in eastern Turkey. A massive, ship-shaped object emerged in photos, partially buried beneath ice and snow. Perched at over 15,000 feet, known today as the Ararat Anomaly, it puzzled researchers for decades. Since 1973, high-resolution spy satellites have tracked this enormous 980-foot-long feature. That's longer than 2 football fields. Its location is chilling. Ancient texts from the Bible and Quran alike place Noah's Ark in the mountains of Ararat. Could this really be the legendary vessel? And with glaciers melting worldwide, these long-hidden structures are surfacing for the first time in millennia. But Ararat isn't the only site stirring excitement. About 15 miles south lies the Durapona Formation, discovered in 1951 by Turkish Army Captain İlhan Dur. From above, it resembles a massive boat. Recently, AI has taken the investigation to a whole new level. Machine learning analyzed thousands of satellite images, ground-penetrating radar scans, and geological samples from the site. The results are astonishing. Sediment analysis dates marine deposits here to between 3,500 and 5,000 years ago, lining up perfectly with the biblical timeline for the Great Flood. Even more startling, AI has detected regular geometric patterns deep within the formation internal compartments, structural beams, and what appear to be petrified wooden planks. Organic materials like petrified animal hair, fossilized dung, and even ancient grains have been uncovered. The dimensions of the formation, 515 feet long and 160 feet wide, almost exactly match the biblical description of the Ark. Every layer seems to preserve a moment in time. Frozen for thousands of years, researchers have long scoured satellite imagery for anomalies in the Ararat region, but AI takes it further. Machine learning algorithms detect underground voids, mineral differences, and thermal anomalies, patterns invisible to human eyes. Shockingly, multiple sites now show similar artificial-like structures. We might not be looking at a single ark, but evidence of an entire fleet. And with glacial melting, some of these formations are shifting, potentially exposing even larger structures hidden beneath ice and rock. Inside these formations, AI-enhanced radar has revealed ship ribs, animal compartments, and dense concentrations of organic material. Traces of pitch or bitumen, exactly as described in biblical accounts for waterproofing, have been identified in unnatural patterns. Scientists are stunned. These structures have been preserved in ways that defy explanation, creating natural time capsules of ancient life. Some experts quietly wonder what else might be inside unknown biological materials. Perhaps even ancient pathogens. AI isn't stopping at Turkey. Worldwide, it's cross-referencing geological evidence of massive flooding events. Over 200 locations show sediment layers indicating catastrophic floods 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. DNA records show sudden population bottlenecks, and extinction events in multiple species coincide with this time frame. Underground water channels suggest massive water displacement. AI models even warn that similar conditions could occur today, hinting that these ancient events may not be as far removed from our own future as we'd like to believe. Then comes a revelation that nobody expected. AI shows that the boat-shaped formations in the Ararat region aren't randomly scattered, they're arranged in specific patterns. Compass orientations, elevations, and spacing suggest intelligent placement. Similar structures appear in Armenia, Iran, and Georgia, hinting at an advanced understanding of geography, engineering, and disaster preparedness thousands of years ago. Could ancient civilizations have coordinated survival strategies on a global scale? For decades, access to these sites has been restricted. Expeditions have been secretly funded by multiple governments. A 1974 satellite captured a wooden structure on Ararat, but the images were immediately classified. Locals whisper about seeing beams and artifacts emerging from melting glaciers, but most are warned to remain silent. Carbon dating of recovered wood consistently points to 4,800 years ago. AI analysis of declassified documents reveals systematic information suppression, redacted expedition reports, and missing satellite imagery. What are governments trying to hide, and why? The technology found in these structures is baffling. AI analysis has revealed precision joinery, advanced metallurgy, reinforced wood, and engineered ventilation systems. Chemical analyses show preservatives that should not have existed thousands of years ago, yet they appear throughout the ark-like structures. These aren't simple Bronze Age tools, they're sophisticated systems designed to preserve life during catastrophic events. Ancient civilizations might have possessed technological knowledge we've completely lost. The biological evidence is even more unsettling. AI has detected DNA from species that supposedly went extinct long before these vessels were built. Pollen, seeds, and spores from geographically distant regions appear preserved together. Some species show signs of artificial modification, indicating selective preservation and possibly early bioengineering. Microorganisms, carefully cultivated and stored, suggest a deep understanding of microbiology. Some of this DNA doesn't match any known species, hinting at life forms we've never seen before. Even more astonishing, AI has uncovered potential ark-like structures across multiple continents, forming a coordinated global survival network. Sites in Armenia, Georgia, Iran, and Central Asia mirror the construction methods, strategic positioning, and preservation techniques found in Turkey. These weren't one-off survival shelters, they were part of a systematic, repeated disaster response system aligned along ancient trade routes and major population corridors. Ancient civilizations may have experienced recurring global catastrophes and developed strategic responses we can barely comprehend. The most chilling revelation: our ancestors may have been far more advanced than we give them credit for. They preserved knowledge, biological diversity, and engineered survival vessels capable of withstanding global catastrophes. And AI climate models now show that the environmental conditions that caused their disasters are eerily similar to what we face today in seas, unstable weather patterns, and ecosystem collapse. Are we truly prepared if history repeats itself? Within the next 5 years, AI predicts that more structures will be revealed, internal chambers will be accessible, and preserved materials may tell detailed stories of civilizations long gone. What secrets lie inside? Could we uncover primitive writing, records of ancient catastrophes, or even evidence of species that no longer exist? The answers could reshape everything we thought we knew about human history. So, what do you think? Are these formations proof of Noah's Ark, remnants of an advanced ancient civilization, or something else entirely? Drop your theories in the comments. I read every one, and some of your ideas might be closer to the truth than anyone realizes. It all began in 1949. During a routine US Air Force reconnaissance flight over Mount Ararat in eastern Turkey. Among the snowy peaks, cameras captured a mysterious, ship-shaped object partially buried beneath ice. This became known as the Ararat anomaly. For decades, experts debated its origin: natural formation or man-made. But in 1973, high-resolution spy satellites revealed the full-scale structure measuring an astonishing 980 feet long. That's longer than 2 football fields placed end to end. Its location, almost too perfect. Ancient texts, from the Bible to the Quran, describe Noah's Ark coming to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And now, climate change is melting glaciers that have concealed these formations for thousands of years. revealing details no human has ever seen before. Not far from Ararat, about 15 miles south, lies the Durapana site. Discovered in 1951 by Turkish Army Captain İlhan Durapana, it appears as a boat-shaped formation when viewed from above. For decades, researchers were baffled. But now, AI is taking this mystery to an entirely new level. Thousands of satellite images, ground-penetrating radar scans, and geological samples have been processed using advanced machine learning. The results are staggering. Sediments here date back 3,500 to 5,000 years, perfectly aligning with biblical flood timelines. Even more remarkable, AI detected geometric patterns within the formation internal compartments, structural beams, and petrified wooden planks. Organic materials such as animal hair, fossilized dung, and ancient grains were identified in ways previously thought impossible. And the size, 515 feet long and 160 feet wide, almost exactly matching the biblical ark's dimensions. It's as if the past itself has been frozen in time, waiting for technology capable of decoding it. AI analysis has also revolutionized how we study satellite imagery. These algorithms can detect underground voids, thermal anomalies, and mineral compositions invisible to the human eye. Already, multiple sites in the Ararat region show patterns too regular to be natural. What if I told you cutting-edge AI has just uncovered a mind-blowing revelation about Noah's Ark, one no one saw coming? By analyzing satellite images and ancient records, this technology has revealed evidence that could completely rewrite what we know about the legendary vessel. This astonishing find may challenge centuries of belief and ignite fresh debates about history, faith, and myth. Get ready to see Noah's Ark like never before, as we uncover secrets hidden for thousands of years. The mysterious Ararat anomaly, it's 1949, and a routine US Air Force reconnaissance mission is flying over the towering peaks of Mount Ararat in eastern Turkey. Suddenly, their cameras capture something extraordinary. A massive, ship-shaped object buried deep beneath the ice and snow. This mysterious feature, now known as the Ararat anomaly, is situated at approximately 15,500 feet above sea level, roughly 1.4 miles west of the mountain's summit. For decades, this bizarre formation has puzzled researchers, believers, and skeptics alike. But here's where things get really interesting. Since 1973, higher-resolution US spy satellites have been capturing images of what appears to be a huge ship-shaped object obscured by the permanent ice cap. The object measures an astounding 980 feet long. That's longer than 2 football fields placed end to end. What makes this discovery even more spine-chilling is its location. Mount Ararat has been considered the traditional resting place of Noah's Ark for thousands of years. Ancient texts, including the Quran, Bible, specifically mention that the Ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Could this anomaly be the real deal? The timing couldn't be more perfect. As glaciers worldwide are melting due to climate change, structures that have been hidden for millennia are finally being exposed. Remote explorer Gary Eastman recently uncovered a remarkable ship-like structure on Mount Ararat using satellite imagery from Google Earth Pro, long buried beneath its glaciers. But wait, there's another location that's causing even more buzz in the archaeological world. The Durapana site, about 15 miles south of Mount Ararat, lies a boat-shaped formation that's been driving researchers absolutely crazy for decades. Durapana site, named after Turkish Army Captain İlhan Durapana, who discovered it in 1951, looks eerily like a fossilized ship from above. Here's where modern AI technology enters the picture. And trust me, what it found will give you goosebumps. Recent studies using advanced artificial intelligence have analyzed thousands of satellite images, ground-penetrating radar data, and geological samples from this site. The formation has yielded marine sediments between 3,500 and 5,000 years old. This aligns perfectly with biblical timelines for the Great Flood. But AI didn't stop there. Machine learning algorithms have been processing the internal structure of this formation, and what they've discovered is absolutely terrifying. The AI detected regular geometric patterns buried deep within the Earth, patterns that don't occur naturally. We're talking about what appears to be internal compartments, structural beams, and petrified wooden planks. Dr. Andrew Snelling, a geologist who has extensively studied the site, points out that the formation measures approximately 515 feet long and 160 feet wide. Those dimensions, they're remarkably close to the biblical description of Noah's Ark, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. The most chilling part, AI analysis has identified traces of what appears to be petrified animal hair, fossilized dung, and even remnants of what could be ancient grains and seeds scattered throughout the formation. It's as if time itself preserved a snapshot of life from thousands of years ago. What the satellites are really seeing, researchers like Portia Taylor have been sifting through satellite imagery for years, focusing on the mysterious anomaly high on Mt Ararat in eastern Turkey. But what modern AI can do with this data is nothing short of revolutionary. Advanced machine learning algorithms can now detect subtle patterns in satellite imagery that human eyes would never catch. They can identify underground voids, mineral compositions, thermal signatures that indicate different materials buried beneath the surface, and geometric anomalies that scream artificial structure. The terrifying part, AI has detected multiple sites across the Ararat region that show similar signatures. We might not be looking at just one ark, we could be looking at an entire fleet of ancient vessels. But here's what's keeping researchers up at night. Some of these AI-detected anomalies are showing signs of recent movement. Glacial melting is causing massive shifts in the ice, and structures that have been stable for millennia are starting to shift and potentially break apart. 3D terrain models created from stereo satellite data show the anomaly as a mysterious 980-foot-long feature. But AI analysis suggests there might be even larger structures still completely buried beneath layers of ice and rock. The implications are staggering. If these formations really are remnants of ancient vessels, they could completely rewrite our understanding of early human civilization and the historical accuracy of flood narratives found across dozens of cultures worldwide. The evidence that's making scientists nervous. American researchers in a mountainous area of eastern Turkey believe they may have uncovered the remnants of one of history's most legendary vessels, Noah's Ark. But it's not just the location that's got everyone talking, it's what they're finding inside these formations. AI-enhanced ground-penetrating radar has revealed what appears to be regular spacing of internal structures consistent with ship ribs, void spaces that could represent former animal compartments, dense concentrations of organic material at specific depths, and metal traces that don't belong in natural rock formations. The most spine-chilling discovery, traces of what appears to be pitch or bitumen, the same waterproofing material that the Bible says was used to coat the ark. These traces have been found in concentrations and patterns that don't occur naturally. In volcanic rock, Dr. Paul Zemansky, an archaeologist who has studied various ark claims, admits that while he remains skeptical, the recent technological advances are revealing data that's harder to dismiss than previous claims. What's terrifying? If these structures really are ancient ships, they've been preserved in a way that defies explanation. The high altitude, the specific mineral composition of the soil, the ice coverage, it's created a natural time capsule that's kept organic materials intact for thousands of years. Some scientists are quietly asking a disturbing question. What else might be preserved inside these structures? Ancient pathogens, unknown biological materials. The global flood connection. Here's where things get really wild. AI is cross-referencing flood evidence from around the entire planet. AI's algorithms have been processing geological data from hundreds of locations worldwide, looking for evidence of massive flooding events that occurred around the same time period. The results are absolutely AI has identified sediment layers in over 200 locations that show signs of catastrophic flooding. Between 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, sudden population bottlenecks in ancient DNA records that align with flood timelines, massive extinction events in multiple species that coincide with the proposed flood period, underground water channels and caverns that suggest massive water displacement events, the terrifying implication. The data suggests that whatever happened thousands of years ago was a global catastrophe that left geological fingerprints across every continent. But climate models run through machine learning suggest that the conditions that led to such massive flooding could potentially happen again. Rising sea levels, changing weather patterns, and geological instability could trigger similar catastrophic events in our modern world. Some researchers are privately wondering, did our ancestors know something about global catastrophes that we've forgotten? Were structures like Noah's Ark not just stories, but actual preparation for disasters that psychically affect our planet? The breakthrough nobody saw coming. Recent discoveries in Turkey have ignited interest among experts who believe they may have found the fossilized remains of Noah's Ark. But AI analysis has revealed something that nobody expected. The structures are arranged, not just preserved. AI algorithms have detected that multiple boat-shaped formations across the Ararat region appear to be positioned in specific patterns. It's as if whoever placed them there was following some kind of systematic plan. The formations are oriented along specific compass directions, positioned at precise elevations, and spaced at regular intervals across the mountainous terrain. This is intelligent design on a massive scale, not random preservation. Even more terrifying, AI has identified similar patterns at potential flood sites in other countries. Boat-shaped formations in Armenia, unusual geological structures in Iran, and mysterious mounds in Georgia all show the same systematic arrangement. The implications are staggering. We might not be looking at the remains of one ark, but evidence of a coordinated global response to an ancient catastrophe. It's as if our ancestors had advance warning and prepared multiple vessels across different regions. But here's the most chilling part. AI modeling suggests that whoever organized this response had knowledge of engineering, geography, and disaster preparedness that rivals our modern capabilities. How is that possible thousands of years ago? What AI predicts will be found next, based on current data patterns.